Hello everyone, welcome to Straight Axle Dubs. I'm Axel and today I'm here with Jake from VW Live. We're going to be doing an interview about his bus, Ziggy. It's a 66, is it 13?
So it's an 11 window combi. It has a camper interior in it, but originally it was just a microbus.
Okay.
Hence why it's a two-tone.
Two-tone? Okay.
Paint job that we went with that. But we'll talk more about the paint job later.
All right. So first up, how did y'all come across this bus and bring it home?
So, I was in town for spring break my freshman year of college. I was at a track meet at Texas Relays, and my dad, Alberto, and a few of the guys were out looking at Volkswagen parts, and this guy goes, "Yeah, I got a bus in the backyard." And Alberto, who, if you have not interviewed Alberto, that's the guy you got to interview.
Yeah.
Alberto goes, "Oh yeah, how much you want for that thing?" And he threw out a ridiculously low ball offer, and the guy goes, "Sure." And so everyone goes, "Oh, well, then we got to come get it." At the time, I was looking for a camper and for a bus. I've always had a single cab, but I'm looking for a bus I can go camping in and then go from there. And the cards fell to where I guess I got it, dibs somehow. But I was eating at Thundercloud Subs here with my girlfriend at the time, who is now my fiance, so time flies. 9 years ago. Anyway, so she and I were eating at Thundercloud, and I got a call saying, "Hey, we got to get a bus." I'm like, "All right." So we loaded up,
Cool.
Finished our sandwiches quickly as we could, met at the house, my dad and some of our friends, and we got together to go get Ziggy. But the time was sitting on cinder blocks in the front, no beam. It had a slammed transaxle in it, or I don't know what they call it, but they took a production box, all straight axle kit. Hey, straight axles, there you go. And we came in there, and we had to install a beam. We took a beam off of one of my dad's Volkswagens, a 64 single cab Johnson. We took the beam out of that in the garage, threw it in Ziggy in this guy's yard, threw some rollers on that straight axle kit, and it was sagging. But we got it down on the ground, and we tow barred it back with my cousin's truck.
Nice. So did it run when y'all got it, and what was the process to get this bus running?
So it was not running. It was very complete though, as far as like interior for a microbus. It had the seats in it, middle seat, rear seat, for a microbus, which are pretty rare for split buses. So I was able to sell those to help kind of fund the project. But it was not running at the time, and it needed a lot of love. It was a shell when it came to the running stuff. It had no electrical, no steering wheel, anything like that. And so it took a lot of time getting that going and putting time into it. But no, it was not running when we got it. It took about 8 months-ish.
Okay. And then, so there was a time, I remember before this bus was painted, that you were on Big Bend and there was, some sort of accident. Tell me about the repair, because I remember there was, I don't know which side it was.
Absolutely. It was passenger or driver side, but we'll talk about that. So, the whole goal for this bus was to be able to drive it to Big Bend, which was 8 months from when we bought it. We got it going, and I loaded up with some of my friends, and we went to Big Bend. It ran great there. Had a few issues with the main seal. We had to pull it off, pull the pulley off, and all that stuff. So that was a nice headache. The Sunoco in Arizona, Texas. Ask me how I know. That place has haunted my memories. But we stopped there, and then on the way back from Big Bend, I was running Tailend Charlie, or Caboose, as the kids say, in our little caravan of Volkswagens. And I got my buddies with me, and I see this guy hauling butt behind me, and I go, "He's gonna hit us." And as soon as I think that, he swerves, so he's right behind me, he swerves, and he saw me the last second, and he clips my left rear corner. So driver's side rear corner. I get on the CB radio, I go, "I'm hit, I'm hit, I'm hit." The guys on the radio think are like, am I quoting some like World War II like dive bomber or something like that? Or like B-17. And they're like, "What's going on?" So I pull over, this guy pulls over. Long story on that, we don't need to get into that today. But ended up, Ziggy was crunched on the left rear side. And with some baling wire and electrical tape, we got the muffler back on. We got the bumper to where it wasn't dragging, and my tail lights working in perfect working order, although they were a little cracked. But still able to get home. I ended up having to pass off Ziggy to my friend to drive it home. I had to drive my dad's bus because other things, but it ran fine on the way back, no issues other than getting rear-ended.
Which that's out of your control, but that's still a pretty bad issue to have on a road trip where you're, a long ways from home.
Absolutely. We have done safety precautions since. I've added 2 LED lights to the back. They're amber, which technically is against the law, but they're not brake lights, but they give me visibility that's up higher on cars. And then I also have the please don't stay behind a slow moving bus sticker, but I already had that on there. That didn't work that time. No telling how often that works, every other day of the week.
Yeah. So when y'all were gonna paint the bus, how did you decide on I believe it's called Titian Red?
Yeah, so Titian Red was the original color of this bus.
Okay.
That was the color when it was a microbus. When I got it, it was all sorts of different colors. Yeah. But it was also beige gray, which is kind of a lighter gray than it actually is now. The reason we went Titian is because it's original, and the grays just didn't match, but that's not the end of the world. Yeah. My dad and I painted this in the garage, and this is our first time doing a 2-tone bus like this, but it was fun. My dad did almost all the work on this thing, so very grateful to him. At the Bus Guru, but that's my dad. He does did all just about everything to Ziggy in his garage. But we painted that, and the reason we chose gray the red because it's original, and we chose satin so we could kind of like hide the flaws.
Yeah, so it would blend in better.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's not perfect as a camper. It's got scratches from going off road. It's got rock chips from the highway. I think I've replaced the safari glass in this and needs to be replaced again. It's got cracks in it, but it's a camper. It's down to get dirty, so I'm all right with that. And it's just, it looks good from, if you're across the lake over there.
20-footer. So how did the bus get its name? Because I know with any car to get named, it's special, especially a Volkswagen with how quirky and sometimes annoying these cars are. So tell me how this bus got its name.
So Ziggy got its name. The girl I was dating at the time, who is now my fiance, but at the time, we were really into some songs, and one of them talks about zigzags. Colt 45 and 2 zigzags, baby, that's all we need. Okay. So technically Ziggy's official name is the Zigzag Bus.
Okay.
You might be able to find some early hashtags of that. Okay. But it's eventually got shortened to Ziggy the Bus. Okay. So this is Ziggy the Bus, thanks to being the Zigzag Bus.
Sweet. And then, so with all the trips and every drive or, I guess, event you've done with this bus, what has been your best memory?
I don't know, man. Every time you drive a Volkswagen, it's a trip in itself. If you're talking your insurance, person, you're always going on a parade. Yeah. We are the events wherever we go, and it's always an adventure. Just getting here to the park today, I was a little nervous. But I think, I don't know. I've been on a lot.